Hi all, I'm Shaz.
What's up? I'm Esther.
Hi, I'm Baila.
The same.
I'm Christy. And we are Nona. Oops.
When an established group redefines itself, it rarely does so in half steps. There's almost always a moment, a song, a performance, a shift in tone, where you can look back and say, that was the turning point. For Nona, that moment comes with Work, their latest single released at the beginning of 2026. Where their debut Shoot introduced them as a group rooted in measured groove and quiet confidence, Work broadcasts something different: momentum, physicality, and relentless forward motion. It's not just a musical statement, it's a manifesto. Nona's journey began with Shoot, a debut that emphasized subtlety and groove. That track introduced the group as one that doesn't need to scream to be heard, a confident ensemble comfortable with restraint. Yet Nona is also a group in motion. Their sound and identity evolve with every release, and Work feels like the logical next chapter in that evolution. Released in late January 2026 under the banner of 88 Rising, Work is the group's most dance-oriented pop release to date. It arrives with a bold music video that showcases their choreography, stamina, and attitude, signaling not just a shift in sound, but in presence. This shift reflects a broader arc in pop music. Audiences no longer just crave catchy melodies or viral hooks, they seek embodied performance, songs that feel like movement, songs that feel like life. Work fits squarely into that demand. It is a song built for both the stage and the dance floor, a song that requires as much physical energy as musical attention. The title of the song, Work, is not just literal. It's both a theme and a metaphor. In everyday language, work means effort, routine, ritual, discipline. Lyrically and sonically, the track turns those ordinary associations into something powerful and even celebratory. It reframes work not as drudgery, but as ambition, ritual, and empowerment. The repetition of the word work throughout the song mirrors the act itself, looping, persistent, unrelenting. In the context of pop music, where repetition often serves catchiness, Work uses repetition as philosophy, as affirmation. This is a fundamental difference between Shoot and Work. Shoot invited listeners to settle into a groove and reflect on presence. Work invites listeners to inhabit momentum itself. Musically, Work stakes its identity on rhythm and pulse from the first beat. Dominated by drums and percussion, the track feels like an unstoppable march. But this is not a simple four-on-the-floor dance beat. The rhythm incorporates influences from Indonesian musical traditions, drawing sonic inspiration from rhythmic patterns reminiscent of gamelan and local percussive textures. This blend of traditional rhythmic sensibility with modern pop production reinforces Nona's dual identity, local roots and global ambition. The percussive foundation thrusts forward constantly, creating a sense of physical drive, not just musical motion, but corporeal motion. You can imagine the choreography unfolding in tandem with the beat, body and rhythm moving as one. Percussion here is more than support. It is the heartbeat of the song, a relentless pulse that demands engagement. This is a song that was conceived for choreography, for performance, and for the body as much as for the ear. Unlike Shoot, which emphasized groove over melody, Work leans more into melodic hooks while never abandoning its rhythmic core. The vocal lines are catchy, chant-like, and constructed to be immediately memorable, yet they achieve this without sacrificing attitude or energy. For example, the chorus centers around repetition. Here, simplicity is not a limitation, it is a rhetorical choice. The repetition of phrases turns them into affirmations. It's not just a chorus you sing once, it's a mantra you repeat. In this sense, the vocal melody serves both the musical and thematic core of the song. The lyrics of Work are direct and unapologetic. Rather than deploying metaphor or romance, the song speaks plainly about effort, discipline, and the kind of confident self-ownership that's rooted in consistent action. When the text describes workouts, routines, and intentional effort, it isn't trivializing life, it's using everyday metaphors to talk about discipline, identity, and transformation. It says, quite boldly, You have to put in the work to become the version of yourself you want to be. Interpreting the lyrics point to this message as a call to action, a celebration of both external achievement and internal growth. This is a notable thematic choice for a pop song, let alone a girl group single. It's a song that celebrates labor and reward, visible achievement and unseen effort. It aligns with broader cultural conversations about hustle culture but reframes them in a way that feels authentic rather than exploitative. Productionally, work feels bold and expansive. The drums are mixed up front, they are not smoothed out by layers of production, but instead stand proudly at the foreground. Synth lines, vocal ad-libs, and rhythmic fills occupy space around that foundation, but they never overshadow it. This mix creates a sense of forward momentum. The sonic texture is rich but controlled, with enough space left for each vocal and each percussion instrument to be clearly heard. The use of percussion, in particular, gives the track a tactile quality. It feels physical, like the clapping of feet, the pounding of a heartbeat, or the thrust of a step in a stride. From a musical perspective, this is not minimalism, but strategic sparseness. Every sound has purpose. Nothing feels extraneous. Nothing exists simply to fill space. In an era where pop production often layers sound upon sound, work feels refreshingly intentional. The vocal delivery in work is assertive and commanding. Unlike the conversational and understated approach in Shoot, here the voices are strong, rhythmic, and energetic. The delivery matches the content of the lyrics, especially in lines like "Back it up sis, put in that work," where emphasis and tone are integral to the message. There's also an element of unity in the vocals. While individual lines and moments allow members to shine, the group often sings or chants together, reinforcing the idea that work, both as a concept and as a practice, is collective as much as individual. This vocal arrangement strengthens the thematic unity of the song. Work is not just a song, it is a performative statement. The music video, directed by Far and Fon, is a study in physical precision. The choreography is intense, athletic, and meticulously synchronized. Where Shoot invited listeners to settle into a groove, Work invites viewers to move their bodies. The camera doesn't just capture voices, it captures movement. The group's stamina and physicality are on display. Their performance feels athletic, almost ritualistic, aligning with the song's lyrical message about commitment and perseverance. In a broader sense, the video visualizes the very concept of work. Every step feels purposeful. Every motion feels deliberate. And that reflects the song's ethos, discipline, consistency, and unity. The combination of Indonesian rhythmic influences, modern pop energy, and dance intensity also positions Work within a larger conversation about global pop music. Nona is not merely adopting Western pop aesthetics. They are integrating local musical sensibilities, like gamelan-inspired rhythms, into a global pop framework. This gives the song a texture and identity that feels both familiar and refreshingly unique. This cultural blending aligns with Nona's broader artistic mission to represent Indonesian talent on a global stage while remaining rooted in their heritage. It shows that pop music, even at its most universal, can carry local identity without losing accessibility. If Shoot was about establishing presence and confidence, Work is about what happens after presence is established. It's about discipline, ritual, and consistent effort. It's about identity not as a static state, but as a practice. In many ways, this reflects the trajectory of real life. Early success is often about introduction and impact. Later success, sustained success, is about effort, evolution, and refinement. Work captures that transition musically and thematically. Lyrically, the song reinforces this perspective through its repetition and celebratory tone. It doesn't just say work, it celebrates work. It turns effort into pride. And in doing so, it conveys a message that is both empowering and grounded. This thematic arc is significant for a girl group operating on a global scale. It extends beyond catchy hooks and viral moments. It embeds the idea of work as both personal and communal, as a rhythm of life rather than just a lyric in a pop song. In the landscape of pop music, work stands out not because it is easy or obvious, but because it is intentionally crafted to align sound, movement, message, and identity. Where many songs lean heavily on shock, sensation, or immediate catchiness, work leans into momentum and purpose. It doesn't ask you to just listen, it asks you to move, to feel, to embody the message. It celebrates rhythm not just as sound but as motion. It transforms ambition from a concept into a lived experience. This makes work a milestone in Nona's musical journey. It demonstrates growth, artistic confidence, and a willingness to evolve beyond the sonic palette that defined their debut. While Shoot introduced them as cool, controlled, and confident, Work announces them as energetic, disciplined, and unafraid to push their musical identity forward. And in the world of pop music, where authenticity, movement, and message increasingly matter, that is no small statement.